Hey there guys, in honor of this first Q&A, I've decided to take this video out of the classroom and into the great white void. I've combed through your questions. Some of you asked more than one, so I have broken them up into separate questions and will most likely not be answered all at once. So without further ado, here we go. First, you know you are starting to make it somewhere on YouTube when your videos regularly get a first comment. I'm afraid I don't have an award to give you, so I'll just steal one of Soliloquy's certificates of first commented and put your name on it. Speaking of Soliloquy, what do you do in your free time apart from YouTube related stuff? I like to fill my free time with creative projects. YouTube is my main and most successful creative project, but I also have a blog and 2 podcasts that I produce. However, both of those projects have YouTube elements to them, mostly in the form of uploading video versions of the podcasts. For things that are 100% not YouTube related, I'm a fan of tabletop gaming. I really enjoy Settlers of Catan, Axis and Allies, and Warhammer 40k. How does it feel to be so awesome? I'll let you know as soon as it's true. Israel-Palestine. Who is your favorite historical figure? Calvin Coolidge is my spirit animal. Why did you start a YouTube channel? When I was 14, I wanted to be a history teacher, but when I graduated high school in 2009, I wanted to be a political science professor. But I went back to history because everyone was making appeals to emotion rather than using history to back up their ideas. But then I discovered how bad the job situation was for teachers, especially for history. Around this time, I also discovered the educational part of YouTube, with things like Crash Course, SciShow, and CGP Grey. What made me want to do YouTube specifically was Gray's Digital Aristotle video. It made me look at the education industry in a completely different way. The future of jobs in education was not being a teacher, but in creating educational content. I then discovered that YouTubers can get paid for the content they create. By that point, I had abandoned the idea of starting a company like Crash Course and decided to make videos like I do now. Are you ever going to make part 2 of Color and Politics? Probably, but not anytime soon. I had intended to make it last year before the election, but school got in the way. And once the US election passed, the motivation to make the video also vanished. The earliest I see myself doing it is before the 2018 midterm elections in the US. What is the future of this channel? I'm planning on continuing to do what I'm doing now with this channel for the foreseeable future. I could see myself moving to a weekly schedule if the revenue I make from these videos made quitting my regular job viable. However, I would like to do some longer form history content, like what the Political Junkie has been doing. Speaking of which, is there an unexpected new skill you have learned in order to make YouTube videos? It depends on what you mean by unexpected. Learning how to edit, do lighting, working a camera, or even animating are not what I would call unexpected. The most unexpected skill I have learned to make videos is time and productivity management. So how many channels and sites do you have and what are they? First, there's the channel you are watching right now, which is the main channel, and everything else is considered a side project compared to this. There are a number of other YouTube channels that orbit this one, such as GH Vlogs, which is my vlogging channel, Granthurst 3, where I upload random unedited clips. There is also GH Books, which is the channel where I review books and other reading related topics. For websites, I have casualhistorian.com, which is a blog and podcast about history related subjects. I also have a website for my second podcast, History of the Modern Middle East. That podcast is where I'm telling the story of the modern Middle East from the Young Turks to ISIS. Links to all of these channels and websites can be found in the description. Which is your favorite pony? How do you identify yourself politically, and are you a member of a political party? I am currently registered as a Republican, but I haven't voted for any of the presidential candidates since I became an eligible voter, and that is because I fall within this realm of the political spectrum. Thoughts on Maine? Are you talking about Upper Massachusetts? What is your opinion on the rise of nationalism and populism both in the United States and globally? I think they are a natural response from people who haven't benefited from the current trends of globalization. The cities versus the countryside is a conflict that is as old as civilization itself, and it's not going away anytime soon. What has been the best and worst things that starting this YouTube channel has brought into your life? The best thing this channel has brought into my life is the realization that there are other options out there for careers. YouTube, in my mind, has become a real opportunity for a kind of career and lifestyle I can enjoy. Learning about the things I'm interested in and then sharing them is something I could do for the rest of my life. The worst thing, however, is the anxiety. Seeing people who started around the same time as me or even later, who are doing much better in terms of subscribers and views, as well as overall quality of product, can make someone feel pretty insignificant and question whether whether or not they should even be bothering with this whole thing. But I try to remind myself that to other creators who are smaller than me, I'm the one who makes them feel insignificant. Everyone is David fighting their own Goliath, while we are all Goliath to someone else's David. And I think that does it for this Q&A. Thanks for the questions, everybody, and I'll do something like this again after I hit 10,000.